I still remember the day my 5-year-old great-grandson came to visit. We were sitting in the living room when he asked if he could have a cookie from the jar on the top shelf. "Of course," I said with a smile. I stood up, reached for that cookie jar and felt that familiar struggle. My arm trembled. I couldn't quite reach it. And then came those innocent words that cut straight to my heart. "Grandpa," he said, "why are you so weak now? Mommy says you used to be strong." I froze, not because I was offended, but because in that moment I saw myself through his eyes. When did I become this person? When did opening jars, carrying groceries, or even playing with my great-grandchildren become such a challenge? Perhaps you've had a moment like this too. A moment when you realized your strength isn't what it used to be. When simple tasks now feel like mountains to climb. When you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and wonder, is this really me? I'm Dr. Harold Mitchell. I've been practicing medicine for over 65 years, and at 91 I still see patients 3 days a week. Not because I need to, but because I believe my experience, both as a doctor and as someone who's lived through 9 decades, gives me a unique perspective on aging. You see, I'm not just a doctor who studied aging in textbooks. I'm living it right alongside you. I felt my own muscles weaken. I've experienced the frustration of not being able to do things I once did with ease. And I've spent decades helping thousands of seniors just like you regain their strength, independence, and dignity. Let me tell you about Martha. She was 78 when she first came to see me. A proud woman who raised 4 children on her own and worked as a nurse for 40 years. But when I met her, she could barely lift her purse onto my desk. "My daughter wants me to move into assisted living," she told me, fighting back tears. "I dropped a pot of soup last week. Couldn't even lift it off the stove. She says I can't take care of myself anymore." Or Robert, a former construction worker who built houses his entire life. At 82, he couldn't even open a bottle of water without asking for help. "My grandkids used to ask me to open things for them," he said. "Now they open things for me. It's humiliating." I hear stories like these every single day. Seniors who feel they've become a burden, who feel invisible, who feel their bodies have betrayed them. And the worst part? Most of them believe it's just part of getting old, that there's nothing they can do about it, that weakness and frailty are inevitable. Well, I'm here to tell you something that might surprise you. That's simply not true. What if I told you that the muscle loss you're experiencing isn't entirely natural? That the weakness you feel isn't just old age? That you've been misled about what's really happening to your body? Here's what most doctors won't tell you, or don't even know themselves. The rapid muscle loss most seniors experience isn't just about aging. It's about a specific biological process that happens in our bodies as we get older, one that can actually be reversed with the right approach. You see, after age 50, our bodies experience something called anabolic resistance. This means our muscles don't respond to protein and exercise the way they used to. Scientists at the University of Nottingham discovered that seniors need specific timing and types of movement to overcome this resistance, something conventional medicine often ignores. And here's another truth. The standard advice you've been given, "just get some exercise," is woefully inadequate. It's not just about moving. It's about moving in a very specific way that addresses the unique needs of aging muscles. This isn't your fault. No one ever told you that your body at 70 or 80 needs a completely different approach than your body at 40 or 50. No one explained that conventional wisdom about strength and aging is based on outdated science. But here's the good news, and this is what gets me excited even after all these years of practice. There is a solution. A simple, powerful habit you can start today, in your own home, that can begin restoring your muscle strength in as little as 7 days. I've seen it work for hundreds of my patients. No expensive equipment, no complicated routines, no risky medications or supplements, just one daily habit that targets the specific mechanism that's causing your muscles to weaken. Before I share this protocol with you, I want to be clear, this isn't about becoming a bodybuilder or running marathons. This is about regaining the strength to open jars, carry groceries, play with grandchildren, and maintain your independence. This is about dignity, about freedom, about living your later years on your terms, and I promise you, It's never too late. To start, I have patients in their 90s, yes, even older than me, who have transformed their strength and their lives with this simple habit. So what is this one daily habit that can restore your muscle strength? It's something I call progressive tension cycling, or PTC for short, and it's based on groundbreaking research from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging. Here's how it works, step by step. Step 1. Morning activation sequence, 5 minutes. Every morning before breakfast, you'll perform a series of small, gentle movements designed to wake up your nervous system and prepare your muscles for the day. Start by sitting at the edge of your bed or on a sturdy chair. Place your feet flat on the ground, shoulder width apart. Now, press your heels into the floor for 5 seconds, then release. Do this 10 times. Next, extend your arms in front of you, palms facing up. Make a tight fist, squeeze as hard as you can for 3 seconds, then slowly open your hand, spreading your fingers wide. Repeat 10 times. Finally, sit tall and imagine there's a string pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Hold this posture for 30 seconds, breathing deeply. Why does this work? As we age, the neural pathways that activate our muscles become less efficient, like old wiring in a house. This morning sequence literally rewires those connections, making it easier for your brain to recruit muscle fibers throughout the day. One of my patients, Harold, who's 84, struggled to even get out of his recliner without help. He started with just this morning activation sequence, and within 2 weeks he was standing up unassisted for the first time in years. It's like somebody turned the power back on, he told me. For seniors with limited mobility, here's a helpful adaptation. If bending to reach your feet is difficult, use a small towel draped over your foot to gently pull up, activating the same muscles without the strain. Step 2. Tension time training, 10 minutes. This is the heart of the protocol, and you'll do this once daily, ideally mid-afternoon, when your body temperature is naturally at its peak. Find a wall in your home and stand facing it, about an arm's length away. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height. Now lean forward slightly, bending your elbows as if you're doing a standing push-up against the wall. Hold this position, feeling the tension in your arms and chest for 30 seconds. Then rest for 30 seconds. Repeat 3 times. Next, stand with your back against the same wall, feet about 12 inches away from the wall. Bend your knees slightly, as if you're starting to sit in an invisible chair, until you feel tension in your thighs. Your back should remain against the wall for support. Hold for 30 seconds, then rest for 30 seconds. Repeat 3 times. Finally, stand sideways next to a counter or sturdy chair for balance. Slowly lift one knee up toward your chest, as high as is. Comfortable. Hold for 5 seconds, then lower. Repeat 5 times with each leg. What makes this different from regular exercise? It's all about the time under tension. Research from the University of Alabama found that for seniors, holding muscles under gentle tension for longer periods is far more effective at rebuilding strength than traditional repetition-based exercises. This approach triggers a process called mechanical tension signaling, which directly stimulates your muscle cells to grow and strengthen even at an advanced age. It bypasses the anabolic resistance I mentioned earlier. For those with joint pain, here's a helpful modification. If standing for the wall exercises is uncomfortable, you can perform similar movements while seated in a sturdy chair, pressing your hands against the armrests to create resistance. Step 3. Strategic nutrition timing, simple adjustment to your meals. This step is crucial, and it's where most seniors go wrong. It's not just about what you eat, but when you eat it. Within 30 minutes after completing your tension time training, have a small snack that combines protein and carbohydrates. This doesn't need to be complicated. A half sandwich with turkey, a small glass of chocolate milk, or a banana with a tablespoon of peanut butter all work perfectly. This timing is critical because your muscles have a 30-minute window of opportunity after being worked where they can absorb nutrients much more efficiently. Research from the University of Arkansas found that seniors who consumed protein within this window saw 43% greater strength improvements than those who waited longer. If you have difficulty swallowing or dental issues that make eating protein challenging, here's a helpful adaptation. Try smoothies made with Greek yogurt and soft fruits, or warm bone broth with soft cooked vegetables blended in. And that's it. 3 simple steps that take less than 20 minutes of your day. Morning activation to wake up your nervous system. Tension time training to stimulate your muscles. And strategic nutrition timing to fuel recovery and growth. This protocol works because it addresses the specific biological mechanisms that cause muscle weakness in seniors. It's not a younger person's workout modified for older adults. It's designed from the ground up for bodies in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Now, let me tell you about some of the transformations I've witnessed in my patients who have followed this protocol. Remember Martha, the 78-year-old former nurse whose daughter wanted her to move into assisted living? After just 3 weeks of following this protocol, she invited her daughter over for dinner and cooked the entire meal herself, lifting pots and pans without a problem. The look on my daughter's face when she saw me carrying that heavy casserole, "Dish to the table," Martha told me, tears in her eyes. She hugged me and said, "Mum, what's happened to you?" That moment alone was worth all the effort. Then there's William, age 86, a retired professor who couldn't even pick up his 3-year-old great-granddaughter for a hug. His family had stopped asking him to join them for outings, assuming he couldn't keep up. 6 weeks after starting the progressive tension cycling protocol, William attended his great-granddaughter's birthday party. When she ran up to him, arms outstretched, he lifted her into his arms for the first time. She wrapped her little arms around my neck, he told me during his next visit, and said, "Strong, Grandpa?" I felt like $1 million. His son called me the next day. "Dad's like a different person," he said. "We thought we were losing him, not just physically, but mentally. He was withdrawing, getting depressed. Now he's making plans, talking about taking the grandkids fishing this summer. I can't believe the difference." And finally, there's Elaine, 81, a widow who lives alone and was terrified of falling. She'd stopped going to church, to the grocery store, even to get her mail, because she didn't trust her legs to carry her. After 4 weeks on this protocol, Elaine walked into my office without her cane. "I walked 3 blocks to get here," she announced proudly. "And yesterday, I went to the store by myself for the first time in a year." 2 months later, she called to tell me she'd joined a senior dance class. "I never thought I'd dance again after my Henry died," she said. "But here I am, at 81, dancing again." My daughter cried when she saw the video. These stories aren't exceptions. They're what I see every day in my practice. Ordinary seniors reclaiming their strength, their independence, and their joy. So let me ask you, what would you do if you had your strength back? Would you play with your grandchildren without fear of not keeping up? Travel to places you've always wanted to see? Simply enjoy the dignity of taking care of yourself without asking for help? Whatever it is, I want you to hold that vision in your mind. Because it's possible, it's achievable, and you can start today. Remember, this isn't about turning back the clock completely. We can't be 40 again, and honestly, with all the wisdom we've gained, would we really want to be? But we can be strong, capable, and independent at any age. I'm 91 years old, and I still practice medicine, travel with my wife, and play with my great-grandchildren. Not because I'm special or have good genes, but because I follow the same protocol I've shared with you today. It's never too late to start. Your body has an amazing capacity to rebuild and recover, no matter your age. The science proves it. My patients' experiences confirm it, and I believe you'll discover it too. Try this protocol for just 7 days, that's all I ask. 7 days of morning activation, tension time training, and strategic nutrition timing. Notice how different you feel. Pay attention to small victories, reaching for something on a high shelf, standing up from a chair more easily, feeling steadier on your feet. These small victories add up to a transformed life, a life where you're not defined by what you can't do, but empowered by what you can. Your family will notice the difference, but more importantly, you'll feel it yourself. That growing sense of confidence, that rekindled independence, that quiet pride in taking care of yourself. If this video has helped you, please give it a like and share it with other seniors in your life who might benefit. Subscribe to our channel for more science-based advice specifically for seniors. I post new videos every week based on questions and feedback from viewers like you. And remember, you weren't meant to just survive your later years. You were meant to thrive in them, with strong muscles, an active body, and the freedom to live life on your terms. This is Dr. Harold Mitchell, wishing you strength, health, and joy. Until next time.